Well, I love when people try to call me out and just prove my point. It's sort of like if I call a group of people racist and they say, like, you N-word lover as a defense. You're just proving me right, broski. And it's the same thing with these people. I made a video recently. I think it was yesterday, actually. I don't know. All these days blend together anymore because I don't really do much except play TF2. But yesterday I made a video and I called out the autism community as being toxic in pretty much all fronts, because never once have I felt like they've cared about me as a person. They've cared what I was going through. And every time I try to stand my ground and say, why are you ignoring me but talking to everyone else? That's wrong. I deserve better than this. I deserve to be listened to for one frigging time in my life, for God's sake. And I'm an atheist, so you know I'm serious if I'm saying for God's sake. And they try to always gaslight me. People are busy, as if that justifies 100 or more people online wholesale ignoring you and then acknowledging other people. Clearly they're not that busy. They just don't want to talk. But rather than say the truth, they just try to victim blame, which is, that's what they do. That's just all they do, honestly. And then with friendships, I don't want to go into too much detail because this is getting redundant. But with friendships, the same thing. You try to lean on them. They say they're going to do these things for you, and then they just drag their heels like an infant. I don't want to do it. You can't make me. And trying to drag them onto the school bus. No. But this is a friendship, so what's your excuse to behave that way? You gave your word. You should want to help your friends, but instead you make it all about you. Well, this is going to put me out. You're selfish. It's the same. I think that's what it is. Y'all are selfish, and you don't want to admit it. That's probably why neurotypicals don't like us. I'm not saying they're perfect, but they definitely are not. They have a lot of flaws in and of themselves, and I'll probably get to those at some point, though I'm not in any rush because of how I've been treated by this community. But y'all suck, and you're not putting a good foot forward when you behave that way. And on this tangent aside, I posted the video, and you got these scumbags coming out of the woodwork to simp for these people. One of them called me nutso, as if I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. I've lived it, dude. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't tell me I'm nutso. And that's not even an argument. Anyone can just say nutso. I could say you suck. Oh, what? Do you have a reason for that? No, you just suck. That's not an argument. Come back when you're a little able to produce an argument. Sorry, Link, I can't give credit. Anyways, and another guy is like, you're just like the rest of the community. You know what? Just take one of these. You either did not watch the video or you did not understand what I was saying. Either way, you do not have a right to comment when you clearly did not read the thing. It's like that mod, or watch the thing, I guess. It's like that mod on that one subreddit who clearly didn't even read my story when they banned me. What right do you have to pass judgment when you don't actually take in all that you're saying or what someone's saying before you pass judgment? Either you didn't watch the video, in which case you have no right to talk, or you didn't understand the video, in which case you have no right to talk. Either way, keep your mouth shut and learn and read the room. This is not the time to be calling people out when they're at their wits' end. Okay? Unacceptable. Of course, I wouldn't expect anything better from members of this community. You clearly get a sick enjoyment out of doing this to other people when they're clearly down and out and don't need it. And you also seem to not be able to understand when is an appropriate time to do that. E.g., don't argue semantics of how someone wrote something or used punctuation when they're talking about how their grandma just died. But y'all are the type to do that because you don't know how to read the room or just don't care to. And I could maybe forgive you somewhat if you don't know, but a lot of you are resistant when someone says, hey, you need to get better at this. You're like, I'm not doing anything wrong. So look, that's just as bad as not caring because clearly you don't want to know. And that's still pretty bad. Anyways, feel like this is an appropriate thing to call out. You guys are just proving my point. Acting completely and utterly insufferably at a time when I don't need it. Of course, I never need it, let's be real. And just, again, it's like every time I tried to go back to film fiction and write, and they just kept doubling down on the very behavior that made me leave in the first place. You're just proving that I made the right choice in leaving this community by acting this way. So you're not making me feel bad. You're not making me look bad. You're just proving my point. Again, I'm going to bring up that racist example. If I say I'm tired of this community, they're racist and I don't want to deal with it anymore, and someone's defense is to say, oh, what's wrong with saying the N-word, you N-word lover, or something like that? Is that really supposed to make me look bad, to convince me that I made the wrong decision? It just proves I'm right. And what your behavior is doing the exact same thing. Maybe I am assuming a little bit here. I don't know for sure these people are on the autism spectrum, though I perhaps could check their channel and see. Either way, though, it kind of just, who else would care enough, right, to comment this, is my view. I'm guessing you are, because clearly this struck a chord with you if you felt the need to comment, and I guarantee most neurotypicals probably wouldn't care as much because it doesn't directly relate to them. I'm smart. Stop trying to play mental games with me and expecting to win.